Tyler Harden here with Swamp 24/7. We're out here at Windermere High School to meet with four-star cornerback CJ Bronaugh. CJ, how are we today?
We're good. Just got a little work in.
Yeah. So, man, obviously committed to Florida last week, right? Just, talk about what went into that process to, flip to Florida. You were originally committed to Nebraska. Just what went into that whole kind of process and what went into it?
I would say so. After I took like my OVs and stuff, Florida was showing me love like every day. Like Coach Napier and then Coach Wilson was always keeping in contact with me, checking in, talking to me about just life and then some football stuff too. And it was closer to home, and I liked it a lot when I went there.
Yeah, so take me back to when you committed to Nebraska, right? What went into that decision to want to commit to them?
So I was gonna commit early. So after I went on an unofficial visit there, I had liked all the coaches and stuff, and then I talked it over with my family, and then I committed.
Yeah, so obviously, it was a big off season for you,
Yeah.
big spring and everything, big track season. What was it like kind of seeing all those, more schools come in, along with Florida, along with schools like Florida State, things like that, other in-state schools? Just what was that like seeing all that come in?
It was good just knowing that I was putting in a lot of work during the track season. I was kind of happy.
Yeah, so Florida came in,
hmm
right? What was it like getting that offer?
So I had talked to Coach Wilson. He had offered me like early on when he was at Arkansas, and so I kind of had already talked to him. And then when he went to Florida, we just kept chopping it up, and then he had offered me there.
Yeah, so when it came down to like when Florida came into the picture, especially, when did the gears start turning where it was like, oh, I need to kind of reopen my recruitment in a way, kind of explore other options while staying committed to Nebraska? What was that kind of like?
I was just saying like the whole bond that Coach Wilson and like all the coaches had like with my family. Even when we went on an unofficial visit, like they were just showing so much love.
Yeah, so you talk about Coach Wilson, right? How was it getting to know him through the process while you were committed to Nebraska?
It was a good process. He always was call me like every day. He's a funny guy. He's a good person to just talk to, and I'd always have like conversations with him.
Yeah, you eventually set up an official visit to go to Florida.
Yes, sir.
How was that official visit up there?
It was good. I saw a lot because I've been up there a couple times before that, but it was just good to be back around the people and see little things I didn't see before.
Yeah, and that was your first official visit of your schedule,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Just did Florida kind of set a bar in a way that was like kind of high and, it was kind of up to everybody else to kind of reach it?
Yeah, I kind of just went through and I was like, just because every school is gonna have this, and that, but it's kind of like picking the little things out and just seeing like what's the best fit for me.
Yeah. So what was the highlight of that official visit, you would say?
That if it, I would say just hanging out with all the coaches and players, like just we had a good time.
Yeah. And, I'm sure you met with Billy Napier
Yes, sir.
up there. What was that meeting like?
I've talked to him plenty of times, so it's just talking to him again. He's a really good dude, genuine man, and I just have enjoyed talking to him.
Yeah. So a lot of guys say like they connect with Napier on like a personal level more so. Do you
Yes,
kind of
sir.
feel the same way?
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt, no
My
doubt. So,
parents have a good bond with him too.
yeah. So, when it came down to your other official visits and things like that, especially the one to Nebraska, when was the moment you kind of realized, like, I want to kind of decommit from Nebraska and eventually commit to Florida?
I would just say like when I was like thinking about all the official visits and stuff and like where I was really planning to go, and I like talked about it over at my family and stuff, and then just again picked out like the little things, and that's where I wanted to be, and it was a lot closer to home too.
What was kind of like the selling factor for you to want to commit to Florida?
Um, I would say there's multiple. I wouldn't say there's just one, but
Mm.
I would say obviously it's like an hour, 30 minutes from my house, and the area is nice, and the coaching staff too. Like Coach Wilson's like, I talk to him all the time, not even just about football, just about everything.
Yeah, and Coach Wilson, Coach Napier, like you said, you're close with those guys. How do they see you in the secondary?
They always talk to me about that and say how I'd be a good fit because I got speed and length, and I'm a good like energetic person. I could give a lot to the team.
Yeah, so to Florida fans who don't really know your game, right, what do you kind of bring into the table?
I would say like a lot of speed, obviously, and then I'm aggressive, good man coverage, and a lot of energy.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Now just looking ahead, man, senior season, right? How does it feel to, have that a couple months away and going from there.
I'm just gonna put everything into this last senior season, being out with all the guys, putting a lot of work in, and it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, and looking at the class that Florida's built right now, 11 of the 13 commits have come since June 1st, right? It's been a big month.
Yeah,
Just what are your thoughts on the class that Florida's built?
I've talked to a lot of the commits, and we already have like a good bond with each other.
Yeah, who are some of the guys that you're closest with?
We got. I'm really close with Carr. Or yeah, we're always chopping it up and stuff.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah, he
He's a
is.
good dude, right? Now, what are kind of your expectations for the class going forward?
Oh, I know we're all gonna, just make the team better. And coming freshmen is just gonna work hard. And yeah,
Yeah, and Swamp 24/7. I'm Tyler Hart, and we're out here at Windermere High School at 4-star cornerback CJ Bronaugh. Committed to Florida last week.